friends, MD Vegan. Today I'm going to make a flaxseed pudding with berries and bananas on top. It's a very good combination for breakfast. You have some seeds, like in a granola, and on top the berries and fruit, another fruit. That's a highly recommended breakfast. And to make this flaxseed pudding, I just blend bananas and flax seeds, but the flavor of the flax seeds can be a little bit strong, so I add other ingredients. So here are the 3 bananas to make it creamy, and then the flax seeds, just 2 tablespoons or so. Flax seeds are amazing. They are similar to chia seeds. They have still more fiber than chia seeds, and all have this healthy fats, omega-3 fats, proteins also, like most seeds have high protein content. But the healthy fat, the omega-3 is very rare. And chia as well as flax seeds, they have a gel. If you soak them, they build a gel, and that gel can help to detoxify the body. The heavy metals are washed out of the body with a gel. Otherwise, oftentimes the heavy metals stay in the body, in the organs. It's very unhealthy, it can cause damages. So detox heavy metals is important, and these kind of seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, are important for that. But to make it more creamy, because I cannot take too much flax seeds, wouldn't taste that well, I take some macadamia nuts. They have also a kind of savory flavor, different from cashews. The macadamias are firmer, also high in fat, and that makes a banana cream silken even. They're very nice, creamy. They have also this a little bit more savory flavor, and I guess that might be nice together with flaxseed. Flaxseed has also a little bit in the metal-like or savory-like flavor. It can be a little bit difficult to handle. I try this now. Let's see what happens. I add lemon and dates, sour and sweet, to make it more delicious. Let's see what happens. I will add a little bit of water to make the blender easier for the blender and to get a little bit of creamier texture. So not too much water, half a cup to begin with. I can always see what happens later. First, blender dance. The sound of the blender was nice because it's even. When the blender sounds even, the blending is usually done. So yeah, it looks nice. The texture looks very nice. If you put too much of the flax seeds in, it becomes a little bit gooey, the texture. That's not so nice. Yeah, it sticks a little bit, and so. But this is perfect. Let's taste it. Very good. Oh, more than good. I like it. I put it aside for a moment. When I combine the fruit, the topping of this kind of pudding, granola pudding kind of. So I have 2 main ingredients here for the fruit part. It is bananas and berries. Berries are recommended for daily consumption. These have been frozen raspberries, and if you have fresh, that's of course even better. But the frozen ones I prefer for daily use because they just, I live in Berlin, a big city. If you get berries there in summer, they're still very expensive. To get them frozen is very inexpensive, and they're very highly nutritious too. the freezing doesn't take away the nutrients from the berries. So that's pretty cool. So now I have my bananas, raspberries here. Isn't that beautiful? And I will put now some of the pudding into my glass. This is for my breakfast today. Put some of the pudding here and there, and you show you what it looks like when it runs into the glass. You see it's still creamy and runny, not gooey. It should. I take half of the glass with the pudding, yeah, and that will be cool for breakfast. I have another glass. You see there's some left here. I have 2 portions. And now I put the fruit on top. It's a nice way, it's an easy way. You just blend up some nuts, some seeds in general, make it delicious, maybe with dates or lemon, that helps oftentimes. And all the nuts and all the seeds have different flavors, as I explained a little bit with the macadamias and the flax seeds here. Sometimes when you have the wrong combinations, especially with flax seeds or with chia seeds, both can have some problems from the flavor, from the taste. Yeah. Can all of a sudden it turns bitter or so. For example, citrus fruit, like orange or so, blending just orange fruit blending, for example, with chia seed, that can turn into a bitter flavor. You don't like it. I don't like it anymore. So for these kind of reasons, you have to check a little bit. But all the seeds and all the nuts have special qualities of texture and also flavor. Nutrient-wise, they're okay. And it also corresponds to other ingredients. Here, this is part of my breakfast today. Isn't that nice? A little bit careful now, otherwise I will spoil here. It's beautiful, right? It's my breakfast today, and I will really enjoy. In general, I read an article today about coronavirus, and interesting enough, they said, very good article, Dr. Greger, he was an epidemiologist before he began publishing his books about how not to die and so on, and these kind of things. He's very famous now. And he said, it is good to have a plant-based diet. He said, sufficient healthy. That means you have mostly whole food plant-based diet. That means not too much processed also, and a lot of fresh and raw fruit and vegetables. And so these kind of things, that would be good to help or to prevent the diseases that are underlying preconditions, so to say, for the coronavirus. The coronavirus in itself is a very new disease, COVID-19. We don't know what it is, how that virus works in the system. We don't know yet. They say, I'm not a doctor, but they say, so we don't even know if strengthening our immune system would help. It could actually make it worse, yeah, because they say many of the lung diseases, it's a respiratory disease in the end, they can be actually, when parts of the immune system are too strong, that can even trigger a very bad reaction by the body. So he said cautions about eating special ingredients that could help with the immune system. That was not his guess. He said whole food plant-based diet, healthy enough, that would be good prevention for the underlying disease that makes this COVID disease dangerous. Yeah? If you are very healthy, have no underlying conditions, then usually, you're not too old, then the disease won't do too much damage, usually. So it is important to focus on the underlying diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease, and these kind of things that can make it very dangerous. And so a plant-based diet helps exactly to prevent these kind of diseases. They are, by the way, our most of our diseases are heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes, and these kind of things. So I hope that is a little bit of advice I don't want to go too much into that because I'm not a doctor, I have no health advice to admit, but it was interesting to me to know that it is not about boosting our immune system. I thought that before, I thought, oh, I have to boost my immune system, I eat especially healthy with this and that. No, that is not recommended. It might be the wrong thing to do, but a healthy diet, like plant-based whole food, that is a good way to behave in this health crisis. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If so, you can subscribe and be vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and Twitter. And yeah, you can also read this article if you're interested. It's a very good article, informative article about the history of the infectious diseases. All infectious virus diseases that we have these days, all of them come from animals. Very interesting, and our culture, our food is mainly based on animals, so we have to change. This article you can read on my Facebook page, you'll find it there, and otherwise just subscribe and be vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. I hope to see you soon.